Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd Age. This is the show where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me as always are my co-hosts Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Hey.
And Jonah.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the show, guys. We're just going to jump right into some news that dropped. I think we're going to start off with some Lord of the Rings stuff for the new Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime TV show.
Yeah, the teaser dropped. We've been kind of waiting for it for a while now. Rings of Power. We had a teaser earlier on, was probably a minute?
Not even that.
It was,
That dropped from Super Bowl?
Yeah. So we finally get some more dialogue, look at more of the characters. Let's just throw it over to Josh, our Lord of the Rings expert.
Hey,
what'd you think?
Because I was like, I only recognize like two characters, and that's because they named them. And what did we see?
Yeah, what did we learn?
Yeah, well, we learned a lot of things. So we finally were able to see. We got the live action shot of. They dropped that picture early on of the character walking, and we saw the trees. Which is
you mean Krennic?
Yeah, Krennic, exactly. So that was cool. Like we finally see. There's a lot of shots that are from the Silmarillion. So it's what's kind of leading people to say they have rights to certain things. So the fact that we see those trees means we're seeing a flashback to the first age. There's a couple shots in the trailer that are similar like that. That there's things that are like, we're hopefully going to be getting some flashbacks.
Well, there was a line even referencing like before any first breath was taken and stuff like that.
When the world was young.
Or what did they say?
And that shot, we originally thought it was Galadriel, right? But apparently it's Finrod, which is Galadriel's brother.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole thing with him that happens. So we
what
won't
a name,
spoil.
Finrod.
Yeah.
Nice.
Finrod Felagund.
Nice.
But that shot was really cool. I loved how they did that, kind of like showing the two trees, night and day. I know there's names for them, but they're escaping my memory right now. But Josh would probably know. Really cool. To me, I really liked the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, the visuals are great.
Like even, I know it's not, I don't think it's Rivendell, but like the elf cities looked elvish, like Lord of the Rings. Like if I'm comparing them to the movies, I really liked Khazad-dûm, where the dwarfs are. That looked really awesome, and it fit with even Lord of the Rings. I know I shouldn't compare it to the movies, but I think everyone's going to do that. So to me, it just felt really cool. And even the opening of the trailer, where it shows Galadriel's eyes, felt really close to what they did in Lord of the Rings. Like,
even her voice is so close to Cate Blanchett.
And they even did something with the music where when she's talking, it's like, na, 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 na.
Yeah, it's
it had
really
that
close.
Rivendell kind of thing. So that got me excited. Just my top of the head thoughts of that opening trailer. I liked how familiar it felt. Like if I had no idea what this was and I just watched it, I was like, it gave me the impression that Peter Jackson is doing this. I think it's because they're using...
Well, they've got that to work off of, right?
Yes.
They're using that to work off of. Is that something that you guys are looking forward to? Kind of like the fact that they're not going their own way. They're actually trying to kind of like emulate Peter Jackson's role on it? Or how do you guys feel about that?
I think that I like that they're kind of staying within a similar aesthetic. They're not going...
Kind of like the boundaries that he kind of loosely drew up.
And there's still like a lot of the... stuff that they're doing is grounded in drawings from Tolkien and other
that's true.
Other Tolkien artists that have worked on stuff. So a lot, like you see a lot of shots and you're like, oh, that's a Ted Naismith picture. It looks exactly like that. So they draw a lot from that, and I think Peter Jackson did the same thing.
Yeah, that's why it looks similar.
Yeah, so it looks cohesive, which is nice. Because I think when Guillermo del Toro was going to do The Hobbit, I was like, I'm not excited for that because it's going to be 180 in the other direction of like, these things are going to look weird. Like his aesthetic is so far removed from what Peter Jackson's is. So, I think that's what I'm excited to kind of get some of these through lines a little bit. They have the freedom to create brand new things, which they've already done. But a lot of the aesthetic looks pretty similar.
So do we know if this is supposed to like be in the kind of the Jackson
No, it's
universe,
not.
or is
it can't.
It's separate?
Yeah, completely separate.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no.
But definitely the same like type of flavor.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna be like like you're never going to see a cameo of someone that was in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think it's just going to be one of those things where it feels like similar, like it feels like it's in that universe.
It's so
even
far
though it's
removed anyway that I don't think it needs to like be in the Jackson universe,
right?
Because it's second age.
So you guys are telling me
third age.
You guys are telling me that we're not going to see Peter Jackson throwing a spear to dude.
Yeah.
Walking around eating a carrot.
I mean, we might. You never know. He could be like, "Hey, I want to be this."
Can you imagine?
I thought there were some really cool scenes. I think it looked beautiful. You can tell that they've spent money on this.
Yeah. That's what most people say. They're like, "Well, there's no shortage of money."
Right. To me, I think the best things is I liked the interactions. I thought even in a short trailer, the acting was good. Like the conversation between Galadriel and Elrond, I was like, this is good stuff. Like they're already building, like there's conflict there. There's something going on. And I just think there's going to be so much history that we're going to learn. Again, like I know a little bit, a fraction from stuff I've read, from books that I've gone through. But just to be able to kind of lay out the history, I thought the Númenóreans looked really cool. Their cities were awesome. So I just think there's going to be a lot. The only thing that I still don't know about the Harfoots.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Because they're completely added by the creators of this, right? It's not based on Tolkien. It's just kind of like, let's do like the proto-hobbits, right? Am I wrong about that?
So Harfoots, which is what they're called, exist in Tolkien, but it's he doesn't write about them in the Second Age, right? So the time that they're set, they're like not really around. But Tolkien's explanation for that is they're small and they were always kind of hidden away and they weren't really paid attention to, kind of a thing. So you could make the argument, they were always around, just people weren't aware of them. Because the narrative of the Lord of the Rings books is it's a historical. People are writing the story,
right?
The history,
like record of it.
It's a record of events. So obviously they weren't aware of the Harfoots at that time, so they didn't come into the story.
So they kind of like retroactive. It was like, oh yeah, well apparently Harfoot was a thing, but we just didn't notice him.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And that makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense the way they're doing it, because you're even telling like they're wanderers, right? So they're all like they've got stuff in their hair, so they remain hidden.
Hiding,
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. And what I kind of like about it is, just if I'm doing like my own headcanon, I can see like this is how they originated. They were like nomads wandering, right? And then whenever something would come into where they were living, they would then move away, right? And so because of this, like these decades, millennia of kind of wandering, they eventually end up in the Shire and are like, we're done with the wandering. We're going to stay put and we don't go on adventures. That to me is like, that makes sense to me if you kind of explain that. So to me, that's something that I'm interested to see what they do with that.
I think the only thing that I would probably be maybe like not like as much if they're like front and center for everything that's happening. You know what I mean? Like they have to write it creatively so that they're not like they're going to war. You know what I mean? It'd be like that's not that shouldn't happen. They shouldn't even be aware of. So I think they have to be careful with how big of an influence they have in the story. But it's interesting that they include them. I think they're almost like I think they're going to be more of like a point of view character for like our for the audience to be like, story. Oh, there's these two races that have lived, elves, millennia, and Númenóreans for hundreds and hundreds of years, and how do we relate to that? We have a point of view entrance character in the Harfoots, but we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
I was going to ask, because I just all I have to play off of here is the existing characters I know, and just looking at like, oh, this is really cool visual. But for you, that a little bit more involved in the Silmarillion and stuff like that, what are you the most excited about for this series? What piques your interest the most? So
I think the most interesting thing for me is seeing the politics that happen in Númenor. I really am interested to see how that plays out. How
the
they
vote
do
of
that.
no confidence, in the Senate.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it going to be like it's going to be like Game of Thrones?
It is similar. Like you've got established rulers people that want to take over. There's that kind of storyline going on. And I just really am interested to see the dynamics between the elves, because we see Elrond talking to Galadriel. Yeah. We see Gil-galad, who's the High King of the elves.
He looks sick.
He looks really cool. And that's another visual. He looks exactly like the actor they cast in the prologue for the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So you see him very shortly.
That's cool.
In the beginning. I don't know if you guys saw those pictures where he has his sweet spear.
Yeah, he has like the massive
Aglos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how they kind of work them in, and then Celebrimbor, who's the guy that forges the rings. We haven't seen him in any of the trailers. People were super upset with the way he looked. They're like, "Oh, he looks like an old elf."
Was it the? Oh, okay.
He's got shorter hair.
Like you shouldn't be aged like that.
Yeah,
like
but
you just.
I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to establish, like with ageless characters, how do you?
Your skin can be worn, especially if you like are, a blacksmith where you're actively being singed and stuff like that.
So it's like, how do you
buy that?
How do you convey maturity? Versus, because Galadriel's a lot younger than Celebrimbor.
Because once you hit like 100,
they're all
the
just going to look the same, and they're going to like have name tags that say what year they were born.
Just the graying of the temples, like they do in comic books.
There you go.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see how. I think the biggest thing for me is Sauron is the biggest question.
So they did that scene where they're like, this guy was skewered and there's a bunch of red and there's everything like kind of just.
That's Morgoth. That has to be Morgoth, right? Or I was seeing one. Morgoth's like Sauron's boss.
He's the big
People
bad.
were saying, why aren't we doing Morgoth? I saw a lot of comments.
And the answer is,
do we know?
We don't have the rights to it.
Aha, I see. So I saw a lot of YouTube comments complaining about that.
Right.
We've already seen Sauron. Why aren't we doing Morgoth? That's why?
Yeah, because it's Silmarillion proper, first age. They don't have rights to it. And I think it would be weird if they were like, let's get rights to these stories, because it's such a huge encompassing storyline. Literally dealing with the gods of Middle Earth fighting. So it's hard to. That's what the Silmarillion. A lot of it's about.
Right.
I think we will get mentions of Morgoth though.
Cool.
I mean, I think you have to, and I think because I was seeing multiple things like in that scene where it's the red. The one guy was like, it looks like there's like water. Yeah. And so they're like, is that when?
Oh, really?
Cool.
There's
like a 40-year war.
I was wondering how they were suspended like that.
There's like a 40-year war, right? And then half of the Middle Earth, or a big piece of Middle Earth, goes into the ocean, right? Yeah. So that there's like that could be that battle kind of thing. What's that happening? That could be like in a prologue or something, like explaining stuff. I know they're going to do stuff with Finrod and kind of what happens to him.
His name.
He's
Finrod.
He's captured, and then there's this whole other thing. We don't want to go into spoilers, but that makes Galadriel then be on a mission to So
it's interesting. That's one of those visuals that I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. There's people that are so like, oh, it's definitely this specific thing from the books, and it's like, I don't know if that's it. I almost think it might be Galadriel maybe has a vision of something.
Okay. Yeah,
because she's obviously, at least the way they frame it in the trailer, it's like, oh, you don't know what I've seen. So, and then they show that, which is like, is she having a vision of something? Is it future catastrophe? But
there was a lot of visuals. I was just like, kind of like, I had no idea what I was looking at. Like, there's this shot of this dude who's like in fire, and then the fire gets extinguished or something.
That's the meteor that's coming down.
That's Meteor Man.
No one knows what that is.
No one knows what he is.
Because that's not in the books.
It's not, it's not part of the books.
Okay.
So in the earlier teaser, everyone was looking up.
Meteor Man.
And there was a meteor going across, right?
So that's
him.
That.
He's in the meteor.
He lands.
Rocket Man.
And some people are like, oh, he's Sauron, maybe. Because even the visual of like the shot
is
above,
that how the
fire gets extinguished and it almost looks like an eye.
Oh, like the shape of it? Like
so he
kind of oblong.
He like brings in the fire to himself. That's one of the big mysteries they've kind of set up. Is like, who is it? Is it Sauron?
I mean, it makes sense.
Some people are saying that it could be the wizards.
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem to fit for the time because the wizards are already in Middle Earth.
Are they space wizards?
No, they come from the Undying Lands.
Okay.
And so other people are saying it's Sauron trying to deceive people, because he can come and
he's a shapeshifter.
So he comes in and then could be like, oh, I'm a wizard and I'm here to help kind of thing.
Wizard Harry.
But I think what they're kind of doing is whoever the girl is, that I know she has a name, but she's the Harfoot.
Nori.
Nori.
I think so.
It looks like she finds the person in the meteor, right? Because there's a shot where she's like reaching out and grabbing his hand. So I'm like, is that going to be kind of like whoever this is, whether it's Sauron or a wizard or something else, this is going to be...
Okay.
She's going to be connected to this person.
Okay. This is getting me a little more excited about this.
It'll be, I honestly wouldn't have a problem if they made it Gandalf. They're compressing the timeline already.
Yeah.
So it's like, at this point, you're already compressing the timeline. If you say this is when Gandalf came, I would be like, okay, that's fine.
You think they'd do that?
I think they might. And it would be interesting because then he would have a connection to the
hobbits. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then eventually he's really one of the only, let's say, big characters that actually knows what's going on with the hobbits.
That would be.
I think that would
very
make
interesting.
sense.
That would be interesting because I think then it would give a little backstory to why he is so enamored with hobbits.
Right.
When everyone else is like, who are they? Right?
Maybe they're the reasons like they cared for him early on and kind of like helped him initially. He didn't have a beard though, so I don't believe it.
I think there's he might have a beard.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Dang.
and even all the
got
shots,
a fireproof beard, bro.
all the shots they've had, he's had like kind of similar.
Yeah.
Even his gray robe,
Yeah.
like in the shot where he holds hands, he's got like a gray. So I'm like, is that?
It would
could
be
be. It could be interesting.
It might
Again,
just be Sauron.
if that happens, you get ready for videos. Being like,
people-
People are already angry.
Here's my thing. I just wish people let it, like the amount of videos I'm seeing of people being like, this is art. People are already down attacking this. And I'm like, watch it. Let go through the story. If you don't like it, talk about what you don't like, but give it a chance. Like, we don't know. Like a lot of people are complaining about the dwarf beards and why do the girls not have beards? Why is there a dark elf? Why is there, it doesn't matter. Like, let them tell the story. If you don't like it at the end of it, then by all means say you don't like it. But from the beginning, haven't even seen a first episode, and you're already going on these like trying to rally people around to be like, let's sign this petition to cancel it. It's like, no, like if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right.
But let it happen. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But give it a chance.
Yeah, because you have the power to kind of stop it, right? But you have to at least give it a try.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if it's great storytelling. I mean, hey, it might be an awesome addition.
Yeah. I think we've talked about it before. It's like, if this show is terrible and sucks, it literally doesn't have an effect on your love for the world that's been created. It's like, oh, guess what? I don't like that. I still have the books I can reread, or I can rewatch the movies.
Well, we were never going to get anything, so now we're getting something. So it's like you don't have to watch this,
Yeah, that's the thing that drives me nuts.
But for people like us who want to see something in this world, I think it's an amazing exploration.
Right.
I hope it's good.
And the other thing is, the Silmarillion and all the other like additional books that Tolkien wrote are incredibly difficult to adapt. Like a nightmare to adapt.
And they changed from one thing to another. Like over time, even Tolkien changed some things. So
he's
it's
the
like
king of retcon.
So
he really is.
To me, it's kind of like if you're looking at these, like you said, as history, right? We've seen that happen even in our history of the world. Is like, what did maps look like before?
Yeah,
right. And then
changing.
people explored and were like, oh, it actually looks like this. So I just feel like have that mentality of being like, hey, this is maybe someone's interpretation of what history was. Maybe it's not what you thought it should be, but like, let it happen. Like, just watch it and see.
Well, you don't have to let it happen. No petition's going to cancel this freaking $1 million. How many millions of dollars have they dumped into this? Have they even said?
It's close to $1 billion.
Yeah, I believe it.
With the rights and what they've done.
Yeah.
I think I even read that they're saying it's not a traditional like, oh, I hope we get greenlit for season 2, that they supposedly already have 5 seasons.
Whoa.
Well, and the writers said they know exactly how they're going to, the last shot of the series.
Oh, cool. That's good.
When they had to pitch to Amazon and the Tolkien estate, they had to come with an outline of these are what our seasons are. This is the story we're telling.
Yeah. Nice.
And they're the ones that won out versus a bunch of other people. So
do we know how many episodes are in?
I don't know.
100.
It's $1 billion, baby.
Yeah,
I would assume it's going to be 10. I thought
think
it was
it's probably
10.
10.
I thought it was 10, and it
10?
wasn't it like 100 million per episode. Is what
I think so. That sounds about right.
Holy crap.
But yeah, we'll see. What do you think, Mick? You excited?
You've been
Yeah,
very
I'm
quiet.
really
over there.
excited. I haven't had any issues with the show at all when it first got announced. But like you said, like immediate uproar with some very passionate fans out there, which is fine. You can have your opinion, but like you said, the proper way to go about it is to just let the show come out and then have your opinion.
Yeah.
It's stupid to, want to cancel it or think it looks, it's going to ruin, your childhood of Tolkien stuff when you haven't even seen it yet. So I'm really excited for it. And the new trailer just bumped it up even more. So I think it'll be really good.
I don't think they showed it in this trailer, but in the teaser, we did see Ents. So we have confirmed that there'll be Ents.
Ents
in the
confirmed.
show.
You heard
Ents
it here
confirmed,
first.
baby.
Ents confirmed.
And maybe Ent wives. So
And
that'd be cool.
Children?
maybe Entlings.
Saplings, though.
Yeah, and it comes out in September, so
Entlings.
it's really close.
That is really cool.
What'd you say?
September.
Woo! What date? 29th, my birthday. Let's go.
I think it's early. Maybe
Okay,
the 9th.
awesome. Early.
I mean,
birthday.
we're gonna and does Amazon do like one a week?
Yep, it'll
Okay.
be a 1 a week.
That's what Halo did, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Paramount, though.
Oh, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Prime.
it was Paramount.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but the boys
your
was
point's
weekly.
the boys.
Yeah.
So
the
we're
boys.
gonna have a lot of. I mean, we're gonna have the Lord of the Rings show. We're gonna have Andor. We're gonna have the Bad Batch 2.
It's got a 3-hour podcast. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Your ears will be sore.
bleeding.
Our wives are going to be furious.
right.
It's going to be great.
Especially mine.
Anything else
Right.
on the Lord of the Rings that you guys want to bring up? Anything else that caught your eye in the teaser? I thought the music was really good.
Yeah.
And the little song that they.
Is it Howard Shore again?
I hope the
So
music's good.
they said Howard Shore is involved, but it's Bear McCreary, who did the God of War music.
Oh, okay.
So Howard Shore basically was like, sounds good.
Yeah.
He's involved, ladies and gentlemen.
He signed off on it.
At least what they said. I don't
Got a
think they
fat
ever
check.
announced it. Maybe he's making like kind of what John Williams does. He does the main theme, and then
Right.
Bear McCreary riffs off it and creates other stuff. But we'll see.
It sounded good.
Yeah,
That is a big thing, though, about the show. If the music doesn't feel Lord of the Rings to me, that's going to be a big part where it's going to be hard to enjoy it.
All I know is we
Yeah.
better get like a scene where they're like chasing on horses, and we better get that. Like in Book of Boba Fett, you know?
Oh, man. I'd die.
I was just,
That
Random hip hop beat.
Oh, gosh.
Thundercat better be an elf.
Gosh, please. No.
Gosh.
Speaking of God of War, right?
Yeah.
yes. So God of War Ragnarok, everyone was worried that it was going to get delayed, but they finally announced that it comes out on November 9th.
Did you pre-order it? Because pre-orders went up, right?
Dude, okay, so I'll get into it with the pre-orders, right?
Okay,
They
get
came,
into it.
They came out with God of War Jotunheim edition and then a collector's edition. One's $210, the other one's $260. Comes in a sweet box. You get Thor's hammer. You get some D&D dice. One's wood, one's metal. You get a steel book. You get all this stuff, right? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to drop $260 on that.
Why not?
I'll go the next drop down so I can get the soundtrack and so I can get a steel book. And that's all I really want. Nothing. Like you can't get it.
Really?
They're only letting you
The
do-
next drop down is the all digital edition. You get the digital game, you get the digital soundtrack, you get the digital art book, and some skins, and that's
Yikes.
it.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm like, dude, give me something I can hold on to. Even the collector's edition doesn't come with a physical disc. It's a
it has
digital
the steel-
download,
but it has the
comes with a
steel
steelbook.
That's so dumb.
Drives me nuts. I'm like, dude, what are you
That's
doing?
lame.
Give me something I can hold. Because
Yep, you're getting a lot of digital stuff.
Horizon
man.
Forbidden West, they'd had one with a huge statue that was like $200, and then they had a couple drops downs, and the middle one was like came in a box, came with a steel book, and you got the soundtrack. So I was like, oh sweet, I can't wait to get that for God of War. Nope. Pretty.
Do you think they'll never announce something else?
No, that's it. That's all they've done. So like my options are I can get the PS5 version, an all digital version, which is like screw that crap, or drop 200. I can't buy it now anymore.
I hate when they have like just the digital options. Like give me a disc. Like, you know, give me the digital and a disc. You know, it's like with steelbooks. Like you get the movie on a disc and then you get the digital one.
Yeah.
I feel your pain though, because, you know, I was going to buy, they had those Zack Snyder Justice Leagues that came with the mother boxes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And like each one was like 150 and they're like, collect all three. I'm like, oh, yeah. I almost did.
Holy moly.
The collector's edition is pretty sweet though. But it's just a bummer that it's like, oh, cool. I kind of wanted the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I also wanted a steelbook.
You just LimeWire it. You just rip it.
I mean,
right?
at this point,
LimeWire.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Okay.
That's what we're using.
Back in the day,
baby.
yeah, LimeWire, baby.
But
we've evolved past with LimeWire.
But yeah, so I'm super excited for the game. Aside from the production, it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I'm super excited for the game. They dropped a little trailer. It was like a 30-second spot.
I feel like
the
they haven't
boy
shown
has aged and his voice has gone up or lower a little bit, but
I feel like they haven't really shown anything of the game, have they? Like, there's never been like a big cinematic trailer, right?
They did it. They did the initial introduction 10 months ago or whatever.
Yeah,
that was like showed you some gameplay.
This was just kind of like a little tiny teaser.
Yeah, and it was titled Father and Son, I think. So maybe they'll start doing random little short ones to kind of hype.
How long has it been since the last one? Because it feels like it's been it's been like not that long.
I think the first one came out in 2018.
Yeah,
I was gonna guess 19, but yeah, it might be 18.
That's a pretty quick turnaround, isn't
19 though.
I mean, normally don't games take longer than that? I feel like that feels to me like a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, I mean it's usually like 4 to 5 years.
I mean, how long was it for Red Dead Redemption 2? Like 10 years.
That was,
dude, yeah. I don't want to tangent, but yeah, did you hear about them? I mean, they're kind of just accepting that they're just pausing Red Dead Redemption and they're fully committing to GTA 6, basically. That's what they said. But anyway.
Oh, because they're not adding any more of the online stuff.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, we're just stopping that for now. Like, it'll still exist. It's just they're not progressing.
That game is absolutely insane. I watch videos. There's like a guy that does like random things.
Yeah.
Sorry, tangent.
Yeah.
But he's on a train and he like lassos a guy as he's going, and the guy's just like flying in the train behind, like, and he's just like holding him. He's like, "Hey, somebody help me!" And he's just like flying. He's like, "This is just awesome." Or he's like gets a bunch of people in a carriage and locks them up, and then he like starts pushing them into the water and like just push them in there, like, "Help us!" Like this. I was like, the game is so crazy that people like. The NPCs respond to certain things. Mm-hmm. Like, it's nuts. Anyways.
Very extensive.
That game is nuts.
Yeah.
It was 2018.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And
it's pretty quick.
Who's played it all? Have you, all three of you guys played it?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played that one.
Really good game.
Straight up, just watch the cinematics.
Dude, honestly,
it's literally like
I watched. I think I went through
Yeah.
the first half of it.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite stories or first player games. There's a really cool. They have a documentary about it too, like the making of it.
Oh, nice!
It's like a 2-hour documentary, and so you get some insight into the creators. It's super good.
I mean, the amount and the how detailed the storytelling is. It's like it might as well be a movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They put in so much time. It's crazy.
And they're doing a TV show, right? Netflix is it or what?
They are doing it. I don't know if it's Netflix or not, because Horizon is getting a TV show also, and I don't know if it's Amazon or Netflix.
I just heard God of War was doing it.
Yeah, they mentioned it a little bit before, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I follow a lot of like different graphic designers, and one of the guys I know, he made like the art, like the art that they had for the announcement.
Nice.
I was like, that's sick. But yeah.
The other thing we had, Nintendo, right? You have some news on some Nintendo making some
money moves.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what this leads to. But Nintendo acquired a company called Dynamo Pictures. So they've worked on visual effects content for a couple different games. They did some Pikmin shorts. They've worked on Metroid, Other M, Persona 5, other stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But Nintendo outright purchased them, and they're rebranding them as Nintendo Pictures. So it's unsure.
Pictures.
Yeah. So
that's an interesting
that's
name.
the one thing.
So
that's
they're just going to send pictures, make pictures.
Yeah, they're just taking pictures.
People were wondering, are you just hiring them to work on cinematics in game, or are you doing more visual
maybe
storytelling?
It'll be NFTs.
I feel like you'd have to, like, you wouldn't, if they're just doing like cinematics for games, you wouldn't call it Nintendo Pictures. You just put it under the
right. You
Nintendo.
would still outsource to that company,
right?
Because they were already doing that.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie studio.
Could it be inspired by the Mario movie that they're like, hey, we'd really like it if we had more control over this?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
I think
they're
it
like,
could be inspired by Chris Pratt's voice. They were inspired by his
Mario.
Who did the Pokemon, the Detective Pikachu one? Who was that?
That was legendary.
No, that's WB, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. No, I don't know who it was.
So.
It was on HBO Max. So
Mick, you should know, dude.
I never saw it.
You know every random information for movies.
I can tell you what year it came out. But
yeah, exactly.
Who's the main
He's like,
actress?
who did Detective Pikachu 2018?
I can tell you
It was
who
Warner
voiced.
Bros.
Okay,
Or
nice.
distributed by Warner Bros.
Give me a
point. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Big points.
I know everything about WB.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
I think for me, again, anybody that's listened knows what I'm going to say. Give me a Zelda movie, like even if it's animated.
I was not expecting
like
that.
I want.
I was expecting some Zack Snyder.
Like I want Nintendo to do that kind of stuff. That'd be cool.
That has to be like on their list, I think.
Well, and Josh has said that they were supposed to do one before, and then they canceled
and
it.
then they canceled it
because it got leaked.
And Nintendo was like,
and that was live action.
I think it was a Netflix show.
They're like a very like harsh parent where it's like, if you ruined the surprise, so I'm returning the toy to the store. Like that's what Nintendo is.
The soup Nazi.
Yeah,
They totally are. No, soup for you.
Didn't your mom used to hide the Christmas presents in the closet, and you and Brian would go and like?
Yeah.
Didn't she do that once where she like took the presents back?
Yeah.
Maybe not. But
Christmas is canceled.
Yeah.
I think Lois did that in Malcolm in the Middle for an episode.
Oh, that's what you were thinking.
My childhood was basically
childhood's so close to
Malcolm
in the middle. You know?
Basically was.
Yeah. I think getting a Zelda show would be cool, or give me a Metroid anime or a show like that would be pretty sweet. It just lends itself so well to that medium.
Man,
It's crazy that they haven't done it.
I just don't think Metroid is even close to the popular amount of like how popular Zelda is. Like Zelda is such a universal name brand that everyone loves. Like not everyone, but most of people love and know. Like if you ask like my mom, she would know what Zelda is. Like she would know of Zelda, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So
Well, you start with Zelda, and then you can do like Metroid and like
F-Zero. Ever heard of it?
a Smash Bros. Show.
That'd be no. That's the version of Endgame, right? So like you do all the
you have
different
to build
ones.
up to that.
Yeah. That's the Endgame movie.
That's 10 years ago.
Okay,
hitting each other off stages.
It'll be interesting though to see what Nintendo does. Because I mean, there's
It also might just be cutscenes for video games.
I mean, because there's still rumors that they're going to announce another Switch. So the rumor with this is that Breath of the Wild, the little teaser they showed, they said there's stuff in that teaser that they're like, the Switch can't do. He's like, so they're obviously doing stuff on this.
But they always do pre-rendered stuff.
Right, but even some of the gameplay stuff they've shown, they're like, that's not...
Yeah.
The Switch doesn't have that capability.
The thing is... Well, yeah.
So that's one of the rumors is that they've been working on Breath of the Wild, and that's why it's delayed more, because they need to have time to
Switch Pro.
Put it into a new Switch.
It was on the PS5.
NSW is the term they just trademarked. New Switch is what it stands for.
Switch. Capital S, capital W.
So who knows? Nintendo. That's the thing I love about Nintendo. Kind of just they always do what they're not. They're never. They're never like reacting to what PlayStation or Microsoft does. It's kind of like we're just going to do our own thing. We're going to bring out these weird nunchuck things that you can swing and hit a tennis ball. Like they're always just kind of doing their own thing, which I can appreciate.
Yep, me too. Appreciation.
Me too.
To Nintendo.
Me too.
Nintendo appreciation.
Keep doing you.
What was next? So I just have a little question I want to ask you guys. There was a new Star Wars book that was released called Shadow of the Sith, and it's basically bridging.
I like how you said basically.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It's we're getting Luke before the sequel trilogy, and he's going around the galaxy.
He's hunting Sith
with Lord Santeca. Lord Santeca, who was in Force Awakens, who got killed by Kylo Ren.
Basically, Santeca.
So there's apparently there's in this book. They kind of explain, a lot of people complained that why didn't Anakin show up as a Force ghost to Luke during the sequel trilogy, right? Why did Yoda show up? Well, apparently they explain that a little bit and what happens. And so I want to get
on vacation. He went on vacation.
I want to know what you guys think about this. If you guys think is a cool idea, or if you guys are like, nah.
Who's the writer for this book?
I don't know.
It's not one of the known ones. It's a new guy, right?
I can't remember what his name is. You're not supposed to ask me that because I'm not prepared.
You're asking too many questions.
But apparently, so Luke goes to Exegol, but he goes to the place in The Mandalorian where Grogu sits on the seeing rock thing and contacts Luke. So he goes there. Tython. And then he goes to Exegol, like projects himself onto Exegol. And while he's there, these Sith spirits start attacking him. And Anakin shows up and like saves him.
So they got this spiritual warfare situation.
It's kind of it is. It's like it's old Sith lords that are there because Exegol is like the Sith planet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is Anakin, from that moment, Luke can't. He gets out, right? Anakin saves him, and then Anakin like tries to show up one more time as a Force ghost, but he's like depleted and he disappears. So they're like he
ran out of mana.
Used he got hurt or something.
He used his Force energy.
He's Uma, is what they call it.
So they're saying that's kind of like the reason is that Anakin basically sacrificed his ability to.
Weirdly specific.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's also like a way that they're like trying to be like, "Yo, dude, Luke's sick. He did this more than just this one time. He's actually projecting. Yeah. He's projected before." So it's like, I don't know. So I love the idea of him and Anakin fighting together. That's dope.
Yeah.
Right. But that's probably where the story like came from. That's probably how could we get them together?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like
that, and I think also because people complain, it's like, well, how can we make it so that there's a reason why Anakin can't physically manifest himself during this time?
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I still wish that was something we would see. Like, it seems like a cool concept.
Yeah.
That I'm like, because we do hear Anakin's voice in The Rise of Skywalker. He talks to Rey. So it's not like he's dead, but it's just that ability. So that's just interesting. I just wanted to run that by you guys. What you guys thought. Is that like a cop-out? Is that like, do you not buy it?
I mean, everything's a cop-out.
It is.
Right.
But that's for writing's sake.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I just wish they would have, in the movie, he would have been like, you see, Anakin's not here because on Exegol, I fought some Sith spirits and he depleted himself.
Yeah, see, you have to read the manual and you see here, if you use X amount of mana, you can't do it anymore. So
Qui-Gon didn't tell him that. Yoda didn't tell him that. So.
That's one of my biggest, apparently, this is a rumor, but apparently the original ending to Rise of Skywalker was that when she says, and I am all the Jedi, that they all show up behind her. Like, you have
like
Yoda,
literally Aragorn with that undead army behind him. Dude, that would have been
you would have had Anakin, Obi-Wan, like all of them.
Yeah.
Mace Windu.
I remember you telling us about that.
And apparently that's what it originally was, and they switched it. I wish they would have stuck with that.
It sounds like a really good fan fiction.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked, Jonah.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know where'd you hear it from? You know what I mean? It sounds dope.
It came out with the same deleted scenes.
Sounds too good to be true.
It came out with the same deleted scenes that they actually filmed with the Eye of Webbish Bog.
Yeah.
Where he goes and there's like a giant and there's like a parasite to him. And they actually have.
But did they get those actors to do anything? They didn't film anything?
They shot it and they built the prosthetic, like the practical effect of this giant. Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking about the Ghost Boys.
Yeah. Well, that would have been. I was like, really? They built that and put the force?
That's okay.
I don't know. I think that was originally. It was originally in the script that was what it's going to be. So there's actually like shots of those scenes that were actually filmed. Apparently, Rise of Skywalker was going to have like they cut out 15 minutes of the movie when he goes and he finds the way to get to Exegol by talking to this. So I'm like, there's a lot of things that I'm like, wow, why did you guys cut that? A lot of
coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I know. It's like, get the J.J. Abrams cut. Release the Abrams cut.
So as far as the book, I mean, it sounds cool. I'm interested to see how it gets accepted or gets received. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mick, you're not a big fan of the sequels.
Where'd you hear that from?
Does this annoy you? Does it be like, oh, that kind of is interesting?
Honestly,
that makes sense.
I was to the point where I like don't care that much anymore about the sequels, and like hearing this, it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but it really is like not on my radar for things that I'm like passionate about.
You've already signed way too many petitions.
I have, yeah.
It's like the petitions are over.
But no, I mean, I do enjoy the Star Wars novels a lot. So I'll probably take a look at it and have fun with it. But yeah, as far as like fixing things and, quote unquote retconning some things, it's like, I don't really care. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of instances, like too many to count, where there's a lot of like retconning.
Yeah.
You know, just depends on how they treat Anakin as a character and how they treat, do they do the guys justice is kind of the number one thing I'd be most concerned about. But cool.
And I think, unless you guys have something else, I can't remember. San Diego Comic-Con is next weekend.
We're going, right? We have a booth.
That's right. They paid for us. We're going to be there in Hall H. No, but Marvel is coming back. Apparently, Lord Feige announced that Marvel is going to be in Hall H. It's
good.
A lot of rumors have dropped that they're like coming with some big announcements. Most people are saying it's going to be X-Men related. They're saying they might even have like Wolverine cast and some of those characters cast. That might be the big thing they're dropping. They're actually saying Tyler Perry, Taron Egerton.
Did they say that, or was it just like guys who are like, "Yo, he's ripped. It's time." I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Yeah.
It's just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But one thing they have, like, there's some leaks that came out of what they're going to announce. There's stuff with Blade and Kit, what's his last name? The guy from Game of Thrones that's the Black Knight.
Not
Harrington.
Kit Harington?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, let's go.
He was in Eternals.
Yes. Apparently, the guy from Homelander from The Boys is going to be announced to be playing the villain in that Dracula. So that's kind of the rumors that are going around. People are saying that they're going to announce a bunch of stuff.
I feel like he'd be a good Dracula. He already gives me creepy vibes.
He does.
His face looks plastic, dude. He looks scary, dude. I don't like him.
As a guy that's not a big fan of Marvel, I know you guys are bigger fans of Marvel. Is there something that they could announce?
Yeah, after our Thor review, huge fans of Marvel. I mean,
but you guys are like
trash.
Consistently, you guys are more
trash.
But is there something that you guys would be like, man, if they announced this, that would get me really excited? Whatever it could be like.
I think X-Men would be like a pretty big step forward for them, because I think Phase 4 as like a whole right now has been pretty bad. So I think that they need something that really gets people, at least like my perspective. I know they're still doing pretty good as far as, reviews and the money they're making. Yeah. But I think that there's been a pretty obvious decline in just quality of the stuff that they've been releasing. So I think something like X-Men or Fantastic Four would be a smart thing to like get people excited for. Just something more familiar. Because I think you can you can experiment with doing something that's a little more off the beaten path, like Eternals and stuff. But you have to come back to like the real, like everybody knows who the X-Men are. maybe not so much with the Fantastic Four, but they're still like the more popular group than someone like the Eternals.
And if you're doing something like Eternals, it has to be a movie that's good, where people are like, man, I really love that. But I feel like most people are like, I didn't like that.
Yeah. So I would say if they went out with that, that would be a smart move. But who knows? Who knows at this point?
Yeah, I feel like it's been Phase 4 has just kind of been directionless. Like we've gotten a bunch of movies, and the big Marvel thing is everything connects and it matters towards something. But at this point, we've got like random post-credit scenes for all these different movies, and they're all going in different directions, it seems like. And there's no like cohesive endpoint.
It's only Kane the Conqueror is the only thing. And that's like so vaguely alluded to.
So I'm sure, I think if they kind of set something up like that would probably be helpful. But even then, I'd probably just be like, oh, okay, now I have to watch 10 more movies and we'll eventually get there. I think announcing the X-Men would be something that would get me excited because it would be something new. I think we've already said it before, but like I'm not excited about the X-Men being thrown into this universe with 800 other characters. I'm like, no, I would like the X-Men to have their own universe. And if you start them out there and then bring them in later, maybe that'd be fine. But I don't just want them to show up and be like, hey, I like Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like it'd be just kind of like, where have you been? This is stupid.
Well, apparently, and this might be a little bit of a spoiler, but apparently the Miss Marvel show that's been happening, that was released that she actually is a mutant, which is different from the comic version of her. So that would make me like lean more towards maybe they will do more X-Men mutant stuff and really just kind of go full throttle into that.
They had so a character there tells her like you're a mutant, and then when he says that, they do the little like in the show, and they had in the credits like that theme. So they did the same thing with Professor Xavier in Doctor Strange. But I agree with you. I wish what they would have done is in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, he goes to a multiverse or universe where they mention the mutants, and then you can kind of set them like the X-Men are coming out in that universe that's separate from, and then like, hey, let's just do it the X-Men story that you are used to in this universe that's not connected. But now when everything else is connected, it makes me not as excited because I'm like, I want Wolverine and Cyclops and Beast and all this kind of stuff to have their own stories instead of being like, they do something and then Doctor Strange shows up and he's like, we need you guys to help me. Or Nick Fury's there and he's like, mutants, huh?
I'm putting together a team.
There's a secret invasion going to happen.
There is.
You know, something like, so to me, it's just like, I don't want that. I don't want everything thrown in there and then throw some goats screaming. Ah! You know, it's like, no, give me a separate.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a bias because I grew up with X-Men, but like, I just don't feel like the X-Men belong in the world that they've created in the MCU currently. It just feels too like bright and cheery and like la la la, you know, la di da kind of. I don't know. I love the idea of having them in a separate like plane of existence or dimension or whatever, because they in Multiverse of Madness they then like talked about this incursion or whatever it's called, incursion. And where you might have a crossover, and that could do with King the Conqueror. But now that we know that, well, she's a mutant, and then they're just going to come out of nowhere, that's the only thing I'm kind of like concerned about. Is I'm not sure if they're going to do justice by X-Men, so I'm just worried about it.
Yeah,
but I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I guess with Blade, X-Men, these are just more like dark and Black Knight. I don't know about Black Knight, but they just feel darker in like how they're portrayed in their previous stuff. So maybe it'll kind of like darken the MCU a little bit. Probably not, but here's hoping, you know, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Well, you touched a little bit on the casting. Is there any actors you'd want to see in some of the X-Men roles, or you're just not really care
I still
at this
think,
point?
For me, he might be a little older, but Tom Hardy as Wolverine, I think would be kind of a cool thing. I don't know.
Really?
Like,
nah, I don't think
I can see Tom Hardy as Wolverine. There's not really. I just hope. I thought the Sony, was it Sony? No, the Fox X-Men stuff. I hated Cyclops.
And just him as a character was pretty bad.
Yeah, and so I think they nailed it on Wolverine and some other characters, but I really want them to nail Cyclops. For me, that's...
Do you think they'll do Gambit?
Oh, I hope so, dude.
That's the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, dude, that'd be a sick opportunity if they actually did Gambit right.
That would be legit.
That'd be awesome.
And don't get Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum would have been a good Gambit.
Monchetti.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, bro.
Channing Tatum.
Sorry, bro.
Gambit.
Do you want him dancing and doing all the step-ups?
If they get his armor with the trench coat right, man, the guy looks so sick.
Stick, dude. Oh,
yeah.
The
Now just picture
staff.
Channing Tatum in that outfit. There you go.
I think they totally need to get Denzel Washington as Professor Xavier.
Ooh.
Obviously,
Who? Denzel Washington? Dude, that'd be sick.
That would be a good. I can't imagine him doing a British accent, but that'd be a really cool choice.
Yeah.
Is he bald currently? No.
I mean, he can shave his head.
Shave it off, yeah.
We have that technology now.
I mean, they don't even do that. They have a bald caps, yeah.
no, I really don't know. Like, if I'm thinking about characters, I'm like, who would I get?
I would honestly not mind if it was just like a bunch of no names. Like, not no names, but like newer actors that I haven't seen in a bunch of things.
I mean, that's when you do it, because it's definitely established as characters that we know. It's established in a universe that we know already, so they have that going for them. This would be the time to be like, hey, let's get a bunch of like brand new actors.
Yeah, I think Wolverine and Professor X are the only ones that maybe you want like a grounded existing actor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can tether to that kind of a thing.
I don't think you want Wolverine as a grounded actor, because Hugh Jackman was so.
What'd you say? Huge Jackman?
Huge Jackman. I think you'll have the same thing that happened with Alden Ehrenreich and Harrison Ford. I think you need to go with just like someone that's like young that grows into the character.
But Wolverine's old.
Every little character that they've like
you don't need to have a old Wolverine. You can have if they're redoing new ones.
Yeah, you're gonna have a teenage Wolverine with all the other teenagers. He's the older character.
Well, I'm saying like you can if you do like a young, like you could do flashbacks and stuff. You can still have a young Wolverine that does stuff, and then
it's just every new character.
I just feel like you
introducing,
can't have a like.
Jonah wants Justin Bieber as Wolverine.
I mean, they did like all the new characters are these like people who are already established though, like Charlize Theron.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
the new ones.
Who was the other guy? The One Direction guy.
Oh, Harry Styles. Like Thanos' brothers. Harry
Those
Styles,
are the type of people that they're throwing at this. So I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do.
Just go all the way. Then Zac Efron is Wolverine.
Oh boy, there you go.
There you go. You heard it here first.
There you go.
Your minds will be blown this weekend. Is that it? Do we got anything else? Is we good?
I think so.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Jonah, for that amazing song.
You're welcome. You're welcome at home, too.
It's super good.
So I've just got some things I wrote out.
Okay.
Like we did last time. I'm just going to say them. You guys can argue, discuss, whatever, but you're going to have to let me know what would you rather do.
Okay.
What would you? These are all kind of...
As a nerd,
you know.
Of course.
Number one. So you can either be in the Harry Potter world. Okay.
As what?
Right.
As somebody with magic. So you're at Hogwarts.
But we're an average wizard?
You're an average wizard.
Okay.
You're not anyone special.
So we're like...
Story of my life.
I'm not a squib.
You're going to school. Okay? You got the ability to do magic.
You got the letter.
Okay. Or you can be in the Lord of the Rings universe.
And where are we there? Are we like soldier level? Or are we just like a hobbit?
You're just a normie.
Like a farmer.
So you can either be a human
or
a hobbit. That's what I'm giving you.
Okay.
But just think of the world you live in. Like you could come in contact with Gandalf if you live in the Shire, bro. You can see the fireworks. The food Farmer Maggot's crops look delicious. Or you can live in Rohan or Minas Tirith.
Can I at least know Frodo? Like, I don't go on anything with them, but I know of them. Like, I went to high school with them.
You're a relative. You can be a relative.
Okay.
You're not like you're not an elf. You don't live forever. I'll give you a dwarf. You can be a dwarf too.
Okay. Dwarf would be pretty sick.
So the only thing is you either, the thing with Harry Potter is, cool. You can levitate things.
Yeah.
But you kind of live in just I'm going to go back to England, whatever, and ride a train. It's like in Lord of the Rings.
Clearly haven't read the books.
I'm going to live in London.
In Lord of the Rings, you're at least in a fantastical
You're in a
world.
fantasy
Harry
world.
Potter isn't like
Right.
You know,
You're like
still
in the
there's
medieval
still, like,
ages.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey, those are the two options.
That's the first word you rather.
All right. I think it's pretty easy.
I would pick probably Harry Potter.
Yeah, 100% Harry Potter. Yeah, 100%.
Come through for me, Chip. Come through for me, homie.
I think if you would have said I could be anyone in Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
then I would have
For sure.
done Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
But now I'm a
100%.
normie.
Yeah.
I get to work the fields the rest of my life.
It's
And
terrible.
then the orcs come through and slaughter my family.
You can
burn
pick
your crops.
You can pick any time to live in, though. Like you could go back in time when it's like there's peace, and you're just like, oh, like
and you're living in a wooden shack. Bro,
I gotta say, I think I'm going.
Harry
sorry,
Potter.
Lord of the Rings. I'm going Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
rolling.
Hey, I'm gonna turn it on you. You can do the Harry Potter world with your magic, or you can be a Force user in Star Wars.
easy Force user.
Yeah, but you're blind.
I can see through the Force. Still Force user. Okay, number two.
Kane.
You guys are you're henchmen. Okay, so you're bad guys.
Am I breaking someone's leg again? Like
You're
last
bad
time?
guys, right?
We're bad guys where?
Well,
Okay.
it's coming up. So you either work for, and you can just take the movies. You're basically going off movies here.
Okay.
So Heath Ledger's Joker. So we're gonna have trial.
You got a target on the
So
back
you got
of your head.
him, or you work for Jared Leto's Joker.
So I could either get hit on or killed.
Well, you could get hit on and killed. So it's just who do you want your boss to be? And I guess it also comes down to what Batman do you want to beat you up if you ever met the Batman. So those are your options.
That's actually a good point.
I mean, Harley Quinn's in Jared Leto's Joker. If you have a thing for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn doesn't exist with Heath Ledger Joker.
I've seen what happens when you try to
that's
hit
what I
on
was
Harley
gonna-
Quinn.
that's what
I'm
I
just
was gonna
saying.
say. I'm going Heath Ledger Joker
Okay, why?
because I feel like at this point I don't worry about. I already had the tryouts. I'm honestly already part of the team. You know what I
Okay,
mean? I don't have to
okay.
worry about
That's a
being
good
like,
point.
oh,
Yeah, but
I'm
what
not
if
gonna lose out to this
tryouts
guy?
keep happening?
I'm confident in my abilities.
Yep.
Also, he seems cooler to hang out with than Jared Leto.
Definitely.
Jared Leto seems more annoying as a boss than Heath Ledger.
Yeah. I think I'd be at risk dying against Batman in Jared Leto's. So I think I'd be
Yeah, that's a
with
good
Heath
point, too.
Ledger's
Probably, I'd probably choose.
Okay, 3 Ledgers.
Heath Ledger.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 3, you're a Stranger Things kid. Okay. You're not 11. You don't have any powers.
Okay.
But you're in that group.
Okay.
You have to deal with all the stuff that's going on in Hawkins.
Right.
Okay. Or you're one of the Goonie boys. So still going on adventures, similar thing, but you're not you're worrying about some. Yeah, I mean, what would you rather be? You find the treasure. You got Goonie vibes.
Well, man, I've been in Astoria quite a few times and never been in Hawkins, Indiana. So I'll choose the Hawkins.
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
You got
I'm
your
going-
favorite song? Vecna gonna get you, bro? You better have a
Yeah, I got my
Walkman
favorite
with,
song. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Whitney Houston.
How'd you
Your
know?
favorite song, right?
How'd you know?
That's a good question. Do we have the knowledge that we have here, or do we
No,
grow
you're,
up in that world?
You're growing up in that world, so
Okay.
you don't know.
I get to
mean,
have
you could be-
I get to have Steve as a role model, so that's a win right there.
I'm in Goonies for sure.
Easy mode. I get to hang out with the Goonies, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I get to hang out with Thanos and Sam. Okay,
Yeah,
those are my role models.
100%. Yeah,
All right, you get the opportunity to purchase and own, and this thing works like it does in the movies.
Okay.
Luke's land speeder,
Okay. Nice.
so that's one of a kind,
Okay,
Well,
or Adam West's Batmobile.
what is Adam's what Adams?
Adam's
It
West.
comes with
West.
Robin as well.
I just feel
I'll
like
sweeten the pot.
is
for
there
you.
actually anything that crazy about
Oh,
his?
dude, have you seen the cockpit? There's a bat thing this, bat thing that.
There's a phone.
There's a phone.
But it works exactly how it does in the TV show.
Well, I mean, like
Atomic powered
Like-
something turbine.
it can do the it can
Okay.
do the things.
I know, man.
You can
It
shoot
does the
missiles.
things.
It does the
Okay.
things.
Okay.
smoke.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mick?
Oh, Batmobile. Hands down.
What about you?
I'm going land speeder.
100%.
The roads in Spokane are awful.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great point. That's a great
I wouldn't have to wiggle
no
around.
potholes, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm moving to Gotham to get the Batmobile.
Oh, cool.
I ain't staying around.
Yeah, I'd be land speeder for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
What does the land speeder run off of?
Land speed.
Well,
I'm
Desert
just saying, am
power.
I going to be...
Desert power.
Moisture.
am I going to pick the land speeder and I'm like, oh, shoot, it's out of juice.
Nah, dude, you don't never have to fill that thing up.
It's like a
Yeah,
Tesla.
With the gas
There's
prices
no
these
fuel in
days?
Star Wars.
That's true. Number 5, I'm gonna give you 3 options. You're the next 007,
okay.
or
I thought you said
you're
devil.
Ethan Hunt.
Devil.
You're what? Sorry.
Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. Okay.
Okay.
Or Jason Bourne.
Oh my gosh, it's Jason Bourne.
Did you say 5? I thought you said 5 options.
I said
this is
3.
number
Number
five.
5.
Oh, sorry.
So 007.
Mission Impossible, or
Man.
Born Identity.
This is an easy one, 007.
Why 007? Not Ethan Hunt, Naomi.
Because Ethan Hunt's kind of lame, bro.
Ooh,
I don't know about that.
that is
For one,
That's a hot take.
for one, you got a cool accent.
hot take.
Well, it depends on who you are.
wait.
No, I'm 007.
Yeah, but you don't have to-
I automatically look sweet in a suit.
Okay.
I think he's
don't
obviously
know?
going for
right.
the women. Josh is actually picking 007 because of the women.
The car is awesome.
You know,
It's a huge.
the gadgets.
The gadgets are sick.
Ethan Hunt has cool
Ethan Hunt.
Jason Bourne doesn't have very cool gadgets. He just
Jason
beats
Bourne's the
people up.
lamest one. He has memory loss. That's all he's got. Why would I pick Jason
lame.
Bourne? Oh man, I don't
Good
remember who I
point.
am.
Hey, you can ride a motorcycle pretty sick through.
You're also.
I think all
Corridors.
3 of them can.
I would debate. He was probably the best fighter,
Oh, absolutely.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
So your combat skill would be nuts. Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
don't know.
Jason
Yeah.
Bourne beats the crap out
No,
of 007
he's-
and
he's-
Ethan Hunt at the
He's
same time.
brutal.
Ooh, I don't know.
Ethan Hunt?
Yeah.
He beats Ethan Hunt.
Have you seen his bathroom fight?
No, I haven't actually.
Have you seen all
that's
the?
more Henry
Have you seen
Cavill.
all the Born Identity movies? I just think he has more experience. But yeah, I don't know what can really. Oh, sorry. The
Ethan
question
Hunt
is,
has masks that look
I-
like other people.
That's true.
do
Can I
I
look like 007?
Yeah. Do I live in their world or do I live in this world? But I'm just that person. Like what?
You
Yeah.
live. You're
What's the
basically
situation
in that.
here?
You live in that world.
Oh, okay. So I'm just,
that's all
I'm
like
just
the
taking
same.
over
it's all
that
kind of
person.
yes, you're
Oh, okay.
based on the movies.
And do
like,
I have the responsibilities of said person? So, like, if people hate me because I'm 007, do I have to live with that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
you're a secret agent, so you're gonna have other governments after you. So, like right now, the Russians will be trying to kill you while you're doing this podcast, and you
Oh.
say I'm 007.
Right.
Like a guy could come through the window, and you'd be fighting with people. Go!
Yeah, that'd be nuts. That'd be good content, though.
Or if you're born, you know, the U.S. government is trying to come in
Yeah.
here and
See,
try to kill
that's
you, snuff
the
you out,
problem with
and we're probably
Jason
dead
Bourne.
because we've had contact with you.
Or you guys are agents trying to take me down.
yeah.
You'll never know.
Oh, man. That aspect of it kind of. What about Ethan Hunt? What's his downside?
He's lame.
No, they're trying to take him out still.
Is he
They're all
still
trying to
hunted?
get killed,
They're
yeah.
all getting hunted.
Yeah, the
they're all
American
being
government's
hunted,
trying
you know.
to.
He goes rogue every other movie. So
That's right.
That's
I think if we have the accumulation, we're not just a certain 007. We are all of them.
It's like the Jedi. You know?
Okay.
I have all
I
the
am
James
all of the-
Bond.
I am all the
You're
007s.
Pierce Brosnan, you're Sean Connery. You can do any
I'm
voice you
007.
want.
I'm 007. I'm 007. It's just too much. He has an amazing kit. You know, he's awesome.
007,
I'm going Ethan Hunt.
my man.
Yeah.
007. I would
Yeah,
pick, bro.
007
Alright.
sick.
You get to hang out with Simon Pegg,
Oh,
That's true.
Vin Rames.
You live, so you live in these video games.
Rebecca
Okay.
Ferguson.
You can be any character you want. in
Haley
these.
Atwell.
Sorry, say it again.
I can keep going.
You can be
I don't know
any.
what. I don't even know who he's talking
You
about.
can be any character you want, but you live in this video game. It's not. It's like real life. So like,
Okay.
but you're either in Red Dead Redemption, so
Gotcha.
Old West, or Ghost of Tsushima. So it's just like in the games.
Easy mode.
You basically
Yeah, I got
get
it.
money for
Easy.
shooting people, like the
Easy.
same stuff. You
Yeah.
can die and respawn. But
Oh.
what would you enjoy doing more? Like
Yeah.
you're never
Yep.
getting out of there. It's the rest of eternity. You have to either be in Red Dead
Yeah,
Redemption,
you live in the game, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
and I control you.
So he stops playing all the time because he gets a headache.
So yeah, we play it for like 30 minutes.
I think Ghost of Tsushima would be really fun.
Okay.
I would go with Ghost just because it's much prettier of a game.
See, I was going Ghost right away because I was like, I want to be a samurai. But now that you phrase it as I'm not getting out of there ever again, I think I'm going Red Dead because there's more things I can do. Like it's like Groundhog Day. I can be like, oh, I'm going to be a good guy for a while. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to go be a bank robber.
Right.
And Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like I'd be tied to being like, I got to be an honorable samurai.
Yeah.
You can choose though.
Yeah.
If
you want to be dishonorable
and honorable. There's definitely some ways.
If you're giving me an opportunity to be super skilled at wielding a sword and being a sick samurai, I'm doing that 100%. 100%.
Plus, you can take those baths like out in the middle of nowhere and just strip down
and write poems.
Yeah,
chasing foxes.
Come on,
just go in the middle of nowhere, strip down, and take a shower.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm just not a fan of living in the Old West. It just seems real rough and
it'd be gritty.
It'd be gritty.
It's not for everybody.
Okay.
I don't want to get
7.
black long.
2 more.
Yeah. Maybe you just respawn, bro.
Dragon Ball. You're a Super Saiyan.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Or-
yeah, I pick that one.
I know. It's a tough one to contest with.
Well, I know, and you guys are probably going to pick that, but or you are a Green Lantern.
Oh.
So you get the ring, Green Lantern. You can imagine anything you want, fly, go across the galaxy.
Are we... We just keep asking these questions, but am I this now?
Yes, in this world.
Am I
So
building?
you don't live in the Goku.
So I'm
So there's
building
no
Legos.
Dragon Ball.
There's no one
There's
else
no
who's a
Dragon Ball.
Saiyan, though.
And there's no one else who's a
and
Green
no
Lantern.
one else is a Green Lantern. Wow.
It's a lot of power.
That's a lot of power.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man.
I don't know.
I choose Spider-Man.
1997. No?
I think...
5?
Oh, man.
2?
2002.
What?
Yeah.
I think Saiyan's cooler, but man, I think Green Lantern's way more useful in this world. It's tough, though. That's tough. What do you guys think? Let's talk it through a little bit.
I think I'm...
Wait. Do I have the powers of like Goku? Can I actually do instant transmission?
That's the key.
Can I do instant transmission?
If you're
Which
Super Saiyan, can Super Saiyans do that? All
only
Super Saiyans
Goku
do that?
can. Only Goku. Also, do I go to
Vegeta
the...
never did that? Vegeta
No.
Goku
Think
was
of
the
it
only
this
one
way.
that learned it.
Think of it this way. If you're a Green Lantern, you can think up a teleporter.
Do I have a...
Boom.
Do
That's
I have
true.
a...
Does that exist, though? Does that work that way?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Does
If your will,
does
if
a
your
giant
will,
fist work?
your willpower is strong enough.
exist?
You can't invent something
It doesn't
Sure you can.
exist.
Yeah.
if it doesn't exist.
But
Whatever
does
his
it work
mind
the
says.
same way?
Bro.
I mean, I don't know if it
with that
works. He's
logic,
like,
you're like,
a
oh.
teleporter. And then he says,
And I'm getting we're going
No.
anywhere.
I invent an instant kill weapon, and it's no.
If you have a ring that can do literally anything, you can
But-
think up a teleporter.
Exactly, but you have to know exactly how it works.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Really?
Yeah.
Prove it.
I mean, you could even
can't
get
prove it the other way.
if you're Saiyan and you want the yellow hair, that's what you're going for. The Green Lantern, you can give yourself
Just a
yellow
quick question.
But it's green?
Can I progress higher than
yellow
Super
lanterns,
Saiyan? Can I just go to like Super Saiyan 2?
So is it?
hair. Yeah, you can progress.
Is
It's
it
just
any-
So you're saying I can get Ultra Instinct? Yeah, it's Saiyan.
Is it any color then?
Saiyan's stupid.
Yeah, you can do any color you want.
Yeah.
So you could do the red. You could do.
You can do any color. You can make it like you can just
You
be
do
like, oh, I
white
want to
lantern.
add another head to myself, and it doesn't have to be a color. It can look like me.
But no, but I'm saying like there are
What a
different.
weird-
There are different ring colors.
Yeah.
that are different things.
Yeah, you.
It has to be
you
Green
have
Lantern?
No, you have any power you want. You're just Green Lantern, like the ring. You get it on. It's a rainbow ring, any color.
No, but never mind.
You're not tied to that specific
Okay, thanks.
thing.
Because there are
Yes.
specifically
They're not
red
evil.
rings.
Yes, no.
There's yellow rings.
Yeah.
There's green.
So which one?
You're
do
a
I wanna
lantern.
be?
You're a lantern. Let me take
Lantern.
you to the green.
Okay,
You're a lantern.
lantern easily.
Yeah, Super Saiyan, no contest, easy.
Yeah, I think it's probably Super
What if you guys
Saiyan.
turn into a monkey?
No, I'm Ultra Instinct. I cut off my tails years ago. What?
There you go.
Did you know that?
I
tails.
like you guys. You guys just didn't probably watch Super.
Yeah, I didn't watch Super.
Yeah, it's just he ascends to such a crazy level that you just.
Okay.
No, I'd be a god basically.
Last one, and this one might be pretty easy. I asked Joby to help me out because I couldn't figure out another.
Is this an HVAC question?
So in Back to the Future,
Okay.
one of the coolest thing is the hoverboard. So you got
100%.
that. It works.
Why did you ask Joey?
Wait, because I couldn't figure out what an equivalent was.
Anime?
Okay.
Because I was like, hoverboard doesn't equate with like a speeder in Star Wars or anything like that.
Right.
But so you have the hoverboard, or you can have like the tricked out, like the one that why am I spacing on his name?
Griff.
That Griff gets, where he like puts the
spike ones?
other ones together and does
Got all
all
those
that.
add-ons.
So you can get like
Sure.
something like that,
Okay.
or
That one works over water.
you have a broom from Harry Potter. So riding that broom, you can kind of go up and fly more places, but you have that hoverboard that's kind
Can
of...
it be any broom? If it's
the
any
Nimbus
hoverboard,
2000?
it can be any broom.
It's not the Nimbus. It's the generic.
Entry level.
Oh, clean sweep. Okay.
Yeah. The
Entry level
sweep.
broom.
The
right?
chimney sweep.
So it has to be the pink hoverboard then.
No. He's letting you have
I'm
the
letting you
advanced
have.
one.
You can have the advanced one. You can have like it can be pink.
yeah.
but you can
have
get the Griff one.
So you can have any hoverboard, but you can't
can-
have any broomstick.
Correct.
Because I feel like
That doesn't seem fair.
No, it
well,
does.
it is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the broom can
fly.
The hoverboard just goes like I can just ride on
water.
The broom can. I can be like I'm going to go to Mexico.
Some brooms are limited to just hovering.
Well, I'm not limiting
if they're
to
kid brooms.
hovering. I'm letting you go. Like Malfoy.
Broomstick.
You'd go hoverboard?
I'd go hoverboard.
No way.
No
Broomstick.
way. It's 100%
Bro,
broomstick.
you can fly,
wherever I want.
dude.
They freaking have. We're close to having hoverboards. We're not close to having magical broomsticks.
We're close to having hoverboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick has one.
I basically.
That's a one wheel. It has a wheel that doesn't
It's
hover.
getting pretty close. Have you seen?
you don't look down,
have you
you
seen
can't
the
tell
hover
you.
glider? Didn't you watch Spider-Man, dude? The army already has these gliders. You know?
Yeah.
Man, I'm disappointed in you guys.
You haven't seen those videos of the guy who has like basically turbines on his arms?
you guys know- you
and they
guys-
fly?
I'm just saying you guys are not taking into account
The
accidents.
Oh.
Like you guys get hit by a bird while you're flying on your broom. Who's going to save you? I'm on a hoverboard. I'm safe, bro. I'm just hovering.
Really?
I also
Are
chose
you?
Harry Potter, so I'm using a slow down spell so I don't splat into the ground.
You know how? Do you guys know how many splinters you guys are going to get in your nether regions on that?
Dude, use your polish kit.
on that broom.
Yeah, dude. Don't worry about it.
Just saying, those brooms.
Did
look
you not
pretty
watch Back to
prickly.
the Future? Didn't you see what happened to him on that hoverboard?
Yeah, but we can go over the water one.
Yeah, it's got a
That's the
booster
one
on
that
it. It's got a
flies into the
booster.
building.
Oh, and that
I'm not
that seems
Guys.
dangerous.
Guys.
I'm just saying.
You'd have control over it.
Absolutely.
Plus, you can play Quidditch.
Broomsticks.
No, there's
Against
no, there's no,
yourself.
there's no
Hashtag broomstick
Quidditch.
game.
No one else
All
has
three
a
of
They're bringing the
us, bro.
broomstick. You can't get
Yo,
the seeker. You're not the seeker. You can't get the
Okay,
whatever that
Quidditch.
pluribus unum thing is.
Okay, vanilla Quidditch.
What is vanilla
No,
Quidditch?
no golden snitch.
Oh,
See, that's the word. I was
And no
looking for.
bludgers.
There's no.
You have no one
golden
to play
snitch.
against. No one else has a broom, dude.
The only
Then you instant win.
The
You're the
only thing
best.
you could do is you could do what they do in the stupid games where they like have a guy dressed in all gold
And runs
and
around.
he's a golden snitch and he runs around and people run after him.
He's got gold.
You see those videos?
Dude, have you seen that video of the guy that like throws the girl down? She's like trying to
Yep.
grab him and he's like the
Stiff
golden
arms her.
snitch just like stiff arms her. I'm like, ooh. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
tough.
the golden snitch go through Harry Potter?
No.
He swallows
He's-
it.
Yeah.
Or almost swallows.
It goes all the way through him though, right?
Excuse me?
No.
He goes, and it's like, pew.
Out the pooper.
Yep. That's what I thought.
I think
that's
that's
how I
canon.
remember.
You
Harry
read like
Potter.
some weird fan fiction book or something.
Anyways, that's gonna do it for Nerd You Rather.
yeah, that'll
Nice.
do it for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks for playing, boys.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. I really wish you could give me the powers of a Saiyan. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Nerd You Rather. I love that game, man. That's such a good game. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the trivia, or not trivia, but the Nerd You Rather. That was fun. But yeah, that'll do it for this week. I guess we'll, hey, share it, like it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. What would you guys have done? Are we dumb for going for Saiyan? Which secret agent would you have gone for? Because we were kind of split on that.
You left out Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer.
TV. Not good enough.
That was good.
Really? Then why did you choose the Adam West Batmobile?
No, I'm saying like with
that
those
question.
with
Yeah,
those
yeah.
secret agents like
I'm
TV.
finding holes
I
in
feel
your,
like having only 24 hours to living in that under 24 like
Mission
pressure.
Impossible was a
Nah.
TV show.
Stressful.
having that dumb like all day just be bad.
Okay.
Stressful.
Stressful, yes. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks all for watching.
I tried signing off. And it just didn't work.
Try again. One more time.
Hey, like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. San Diego Comic Con is probably going to drop some news, so we'll discussing all of that. And then, so thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll see y'all next week.